Oompa Loompa.
Doopity-doo. Oompa Loompa Doopity-doo. Welcome to our show. Lovely to see you. Make sure they're Beverly Hillbillies. And
How do you do?
and Willy Wonka Chocolate Factory, a couple of my favorite shows.
Love that movie.
Very fun. I'm really not farting. I know you hear that. It's not a fart, I promise. It's the chair.
I believe you. No, really, I do.
No, I bet you
I do. I
because
believe
you're in
you.
the room with me.
I believe you completely.
I'd like to
Anything you
believe
say.
Yes, yes. Hi, Dan. Welcome to our show today.
Hi, Cass. Morning. How are you?
Or afternoon.
What time is it then?
Could be good evening.
Good. Because I don't see you later, have a good tomorrow.
Yeah.
Something like that.
If I don't see you later, see you later.
Good day and good night and have a great tomorrow.
Yeah. And have a great day today.
Yeah.
So we're talking about, what are we talking about today?
I hear people singing. You hear people singing? Oh, it's some kid walking by. Should I close that window?
You know what?
Or do we care?
I don't think we care.
Okay.
There's a lot of kids where I live, and I'm not supposed to break the illusion.
The fourth wall? Is that what, that's what that
Do
thing
not
is?
break the illusion.
I know it's the fourth wall in television, but I don't think it's the fourth wall in radio.
There is no walls
There's
in
no
radio.
walls in
That's
radio,
what's so
yeah.
great about radio.
Yeah,
But-
pay no attention to the man behind the curtain, I think, because
yeah, because
is
you
our
can.
motto.
Yeah, it's our motto. Well, actually, we're coming to you from a very nice place, nice facilities.
It's a palatial home
A
in
palatial.
the hills of Malibu.
So
We're surrounded by giant jungle animals.
it's kind of like a cat and a meow at the same time.
I don't know what that was.
No,
It's a goat.
It's a goat. Let's see. What should we talk about today? I was
I don't
thinking.
know. I thought you were going to bring a topic.
Well, I don't want to always bring all the topics. I was thinking that you might be able to bring some of those topics.
I know what let's do.
once in a
Let's sing a song.
while. Let's not sing a song. My song.
Boy, are we old.
Yeah. But
We
let's
are-
sing a song.
We are so old.
I bet nobody's laughing, except we're probably going to get some letters from a lawyer.
Cease and desist,
Yeah,
right?
exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. We're really not brother and brother. It's sister and brother.
Of course, it'll be from a lawyer that nobody's ever heard of for an act that nobody remembers.
Yes.
Yeah.
Hey.
In fact, I think the Smother Brothers will probably come on our show.
They are so phenomenal.
They are. I love them. I think they're hilarious.
They are
And they're
great.
still performing. I think they're in Branson now, but they're still performing.
They're in Branson.
And I think I think they're funny.
Where's
But-
Branson?
Missouri. You never heard of Branson, Missouri?
Oh, how do you know that's where they are?
I don't know.
Okay, then stop being a smartass because July 9th, which is already passed, was TV Land, and they were right here in Hollywood. So how do you know?
I think they have a theater in Branson. Is what I
Oh,
meant.
okay.
Do you know what Branson is?
No,
No. See,
it's a city.
It is a city.
It's a city.
It's also
Woohoo!
It's also a whole series of theaters owned by the performers.
Oh,
And there's a whole bunch of performers that
own-
have theaters and perform
Branson.
in Branson.
nice.
Whole bunch of them.
Oh, okay.
Many, many, many.
I see. I didn't realize.
Yeah.
I don't know.
It's
things.
sort of like the.
You're my window to the world, Dan.
I read. I can't help it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I work.
And
I
you
can't
work.
help it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I actually could help it, but
I'm an information sponge. I can't get enough information.
I would like to find a way.
I'm hot.
Uh-oh. Roll down the
Spaghetti,
windows.
spaghetti-o.
Oh, spaghetti.
Go ahead. You were saying you'd like to find a way.
I would like to find a way. I forgot what I was saying.
Damn.
No, I'm only kidding.
I'll quit interrupting you.
I would like
Soon.
to find a way. Yeah. Someday.
Someday.
Not now.
I'll quit interrupting you.
When that
When
happens,
maybe.
I will
If I think of
be up
there someday.
to
When.
be able to have a sentence.
Okay, you go ahead.
Thanks. You're so polite. Gee, thank you.
I was raised
From chimps?
I was raised by wolves. I would have been better off raised by wolves.
Yes.
No, my mama raised a nice boy.
Yeah.
You want me to shut up? You can tell me to shut up. That makes for good radio. If I shut up.
When I tell you to?
Yeah.
Does that mean I'm in
And
control
I'll
then?
dance in the background. I give you the illusion of being in charge.
Aha.
Yeah.
I only pretend to be the
Yeah.
puppet master. You
Yeah.
really are. I told you were the brains and I'm the bronze.
Not bronze.
Yeah.
No, brawn.
Oh.
It's not plural. It's one. There's
Come
one. There's
on.
one brawn.
I want you to be a bronze statue. That is exactly
Just
what
the
I was
one. Just the
talking
one
about.
brawn. There's not more than one.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Brawn is brawn.
Brawn. I'm the brawn. You're the brains.
I
Don't ever
like it.
forget that.
Okay.
I'm much littler than he is.
Yeah, I appear to be some sort of giant.
You actually are quite large.
I have trouble finding shoes,
Yeah, because you're
gloves,
kind of a big
and
guy.
hats.
You're a big guy.
When the label says one size fits all,
That is not true.
they don't mean me.
Yeah.
Yeah. They had to
I-
change the label. It says one size fits most.
One size fits
Yeah,
most.
that's what it says now.
Because you called and complained.
Well, no, just they realized that it wasn't true.
Ah.
I mean, I'm no Shaquille O'Neal or nothing, but I tip the scales, no doubt.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What I was kind of hoping to talk about a little bit today was relationships.
Uh-oh. Of all kinds, or specifically romantic and interpersonal relationships?
Wow. Well, gosh, if we
Because that's what you're talking about, right?
Well, if
when you
we-
say relationships, that's shorthand for a romantic relationship, right?
No, actually, I wasn't
No?
thinking of that,
Oh.
to be honest with you.
Oh, that's where my head was. So
Yeah.
you go ahead. You explain to me what you're referring to. I'll shut up. Because that makes for good radio. Is it deja vu if it really has happened to us before?
No.
No, it doesn't count.
No, it
Okay.
doesn't count because
Okay.
I know you like to reminisce with people that aren't around, but
But they just met. Yeah. And about stuff that just happened.
yeah. Yeah, and I like to reminisce about things that never have happened.
Remember when...
Remember when this
Yeah,
never
it
happened?
was right here just
Yeah.
now. Oh, okay. So
Well,
what sort of...
at least you create some kind of memories. But what I was talking about with relationships,
What sort of relationship?
well, there's really a gamut of all different types of relationships.
Indeed.
And I wanted to talk about the relationship of ourselves compared to the relationship or role that we play in other venues, let's just say, because I always think of life as a stage anyway.
All the world's a stage. And we are merely players, and in our time we play many roles.
Bada bing,
It's Shakespeare. I didn't make that up.
duh. Yeah, ladies and gentlemen, let's say duh to
I
him.
didn't make
Ready?
that up.
Duh.
Oh, wait, I'm saying it to myself.
Yeah, exactly. Because, yeah, and everybody else is saying
Well,
it with
yeah,
you, too.
but still. I mean, you said it like it was something original or something.
No,
when it's
you
not
said
original.
it. You said it was like original. I
Oh.
did not. I went, bada bing.
So what are you talking about? You're talking about our inner dialogue versus the way we relate to other people.
Well, not necessarily the way we relate to other people, although that would be an offshoot of what I was.
Hence the term relationship.
Relationship.
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
It's how you relate. It's you're relating to someone on some level, and that's a relationship. No?
Yeah, that.
N'est-ce pas?
Yeah. Huh? I think that's French. What I'm addressing, though, directly is really our relationship with ourselves, thus our perception on the world and how things can actually be related to us. So it's more the input that we get, of course, the output and how we view relationships in all forms, which is the relationships you have at church with people, at church, the relationships that you have with your friends, relationships you have with your boss or coworkers, the relationships that you have with your loved ones in all different forms of loved ones, and that would be
I'm still not.
sister, brother, but it's really about your relationship with yourself and your own perception of life.
Yes, it is. Not sure
No,
what to
that's
say.
what I want to talk about
Oh.
because I think it's extremely complex. I think that
Sorry,
don't look at the
I
cats.
fell.
Yeah. Don't look down.
I was doing a
Don't
jig
look
and I
at the
tripped.
cats.
Yeah, yeah.
He's not even a dancer, ladies and gentlemen. Don't let him mess with you.
I'm learning the Charleston as we do our radio show.
Yes.
Yeah.
But that is a keyboard, my little love.
Well, he's learning the
He's
Irish
learning the
Irish
keyboard?
jig.
Yeah,
So,
my cat is learning the Irish jig by the
on the
keyboards.
keyboard. Yeah.
Woohoo!
Yeah. And I think he's typing out Shakespeare. Frankly,
Well, he could.
he could.
He's smart
a
enough to do
million
that.
cats and a million typewriters
Yeah.
for a million years.
That's how long it'll take.
I don't know what I'm talking about.
A lot of millions.
It's an old thing about statistics.
Thanks for derailing me once again. Thank you.
Sorry, did I push your train off the tracks? Did I put a penny and I caused a total?
You tilted, dude. Yeah. You tilted.
What do you call it when a train comes off the track? Derailed?
Derailed.
No, that's not the right word. You call it, let's see, a horrible accident. How about that?
Yeah.
Derail doesn't sound right to me, though.
Why?
I don't know. There's something else.
What do you think it is?
I don't know. Let's go back to what we were talking about there.
Okay. See, even talking about your own perception of how you view life and how you bring input into your world and then how you push it back out. I mean, that's really what shapes everything that happens to us in life, regardless of what really is happening to us in life.
I've said before, well, at least to myself.
Yeah. And how many people were in the room?
I don't know if I've said it out loud or not.
Probably not.
But who knows?
You might have said it out loud, but to yourself.
Who can remember?
in your own house.
Who can remember all the details, of the past?
Come on, snap it up, snap it up.
The point is that if you do not seek information, if you don't look for it actively, then you become the product of information that finds you. Because we are all the products of the information that we have. Children have a certain amount of knowledge, and then as you grow up, hopefully you pursue knowledge. But a lot of people don't. So a lot of people never get beyond, their teenage years, or their 20s, or whatever it may be. If you don't seek knowledge, then you become the product of the knowledge that finds you through whatever source, whether it's your friends, your family, the evening news, newspapers, whatever it may be. And I've told you, I said before that I've made contact with the unknown in a way that cannot be described.
Huh?
And it's quite unsettling, but it's related to what you were saying. You're talking about perception, and somehow I've become aware of things that I can't perceive. It's quite disconcerting, because even when my eyes are focused on something, I'm aware of the stuff that's going on around me that I don't know about. And I'm also aware of the limit of my perception, how far my eyes can see and what's occurring outside that range of vision. What are you looking at?
I'm just wondering if you're hitting something.
I'm not, I swear.
Okay.
I think it's the cat.
Yeah, let's blame Harry.
Get out of there. It's an old joke.
Yeah. Inside. Only a few people are going to laugh at that one.
Oh, no, I was thinking of another joke. That's something else, though.
Yeah, and that one's by yourself. So I had we had our own perceptions on that too.
See?
And so I thought,
and if we hadn't continued talking about it,
then I would have thought one thing, and then you thought another. But you were telling me of your freakoid perception that you got going on now.
I have become aware of my own limits.
Oh, wait, discerning the undiscernible, or the undiscernible discerning of some uncertainty?
I can't explain it, but I've become aware of things that other people don't know.
Like what? You're scaring me now.
It's not scary. It's fascinating.
Like what?
Like everything. Like
really? Oh, gee,
no.
Thanks for the enlightenment.
Let me finish. It's
okay.
the limit of your ears. Your ears hear a certain wavelength. They can't hear above it, though dogs can. They can't hear below it, though whales can. Your eyeballs are tuned to a certain wavelength. They can't see above it, and they can't see below it, even though we know that there is information there now because of our technology and the instruments that we've created.
You mean because of the waves, the EMFs for how this is being transmitted?
The waves. You can't see the waves.
You can't see the waves.
Even though we know where they're there.
Yeah, even between us. And there's some remote things happening. There's wireless things happening on in my house.
Right. It is absolutely amazing. And it's overwhelming because the human animal is so limited and so small. And we create these groups of men that do incredible things, and women. I don't mean to be sexist.
Sure.
Well, it was men that pretty much did everything to begin with, because women were property up until, what time is it now?
We hated you for that.
Well, you didn't have the luxury of liking it or hating it. We didn't know. You were under our thumb.
We were
it's just
under
how
your
it
spell.
is. The strong. No, it was no spell. It was just dominance. Yeah. Yeah. The strong have always dominated the weak.
So what are the women's perception has come to that we must pick the strongest, most good-looking, handsome man to protect us because somebody's going to be our brute, is what you're saying.
Well, society has altered basic animal instincts dramatically. I mean, we no longer live in a culture where people just get to kill each other and take their property. It doesn't work like that anymore. Well, not long ago, it did work like that. And some cultures, it still does work like that, where you could just kill them and take their stuff, and their stuff is now yours, and nobody can do a damn thing about it.
Don't we do that now with countries?
In a lot of cultures, it's that way. Tragically. I mean, one of the things that sticks with me is when you see a gathering of Muslim men, there are no women. The Muslim women are isolated. The Muslim women are still property. And I say that in a sweeping way, and it's not that sweeping, because the Quran doesn't support it. But traditional culture, traditional Arab...
The Quran doesn't support what?
The oppression of women.
Oh, okay.
But many traditional Arab cultures do. Women have to cover themselves completely and can be beaten just for showing their ankles. I mean, that's outrageous. It really is, that someone can be beaten for nothing, essentially.
Yeah, since they're taking it off on the porn channel. I mean, come on.
Well, that's a Western culture thing.
But I bet they've looked.
Oh, I
bet
absolutely.
The guys have watched.
And prostitution is rampant as well. I mean, but it's...
Because you can't keep sexuality down. You
can
try.
You can try.
You can try all you want.
You can criminalize it, but...
You can, but it's silly to do that. We should create benefits and profits from it and make it very healthy and healthful, because that's the one thing we can guarantee we're going to do is have sex.
And pay
the other
taxes
thing we can,
and die. Yeah.
Well, I don't know if we can guarantee that we want to pay taxes, because none of us do, but it is something that has been in our lives ever since there's been some kind of economy. So, of course, that may be going to occur. I hope to change the process of that in my lifetime, because I think it's a piece of the way that it's being done.
I don't think you can use that word. I didn't hear nothing. Send all your complaints to my beautiful and talented sister. With the potty mouth.
It's true, and I need to curb myself.
What do you want to do with it? You want to go to the flat? No, the flat taxes.
Oh, tax.
Flat tax, right?
I'd rather
or just no taxes?
No.
Consumption tax?
I'm okay with consumption tax, and I'm actually okay with, if in fact I agree with the programs, and I think that we all should be agreeing with the programs that are going on in the government. If I'm agreeing with them, I'm happy to pay, even if it's a larger percent than... if it's something that's going to benefit humanity. But there's just so many things that they pretend that benefit humanity, and it doesn't really go to where it's supposed to be benefiting humanity.
What do you think of the space program?
I think the space program benefits humanity.
Really?
I do. I think us venturing and learning how to...
What do you think of the highway system?
I think that benefits humanity.
In favor of the roads?
Very much.
Okay.
And also I'm very much in favor of any kind of vehicle advancement.
How about the National Endowment for the Arts? Do you think the government should be giving money to pornographers?
No. That's not really what it is, but it's not supposed to be that. But that's not how it was created, and that's not how it was thought of when the National Endowment of Arts...
So you're okay with that then?
No, I'm not okay that they give money to... I'm not okay that we live in a society that our government has to give money to artists. I think that should be privately funded, and there should be there should be people and sponsorships available for artists, for the city. If in fact the city is hiring an artist for some kind of structure,
but that's where the city gets its money from. That's where the city gets its money from, is taxes.
Taxes, that's right, but not the National Endowment of Arts. You just mix the two, and you ask me, and there's a lot of little things all over the place. You can't just ask me.
So you're okay with a city council commissioning some artwork for the front of a park?
I am.
That's different than the National Endowment for the Arts, the federal organization that just gives grants for people that want to do art.
Right. It doesn't mean that I'm not going to be supportive of me getting one of those grants.
What do you think of foreign aid?
Foreign aid. It depends on what kind of foreign aid there is, but first...
We give $3 billion a year to Israel.
First,
for the $2 billion a year to Egypt.
Right. First, for the foreign aid to be substantial for us, I think that our home should be taken care of first. And I think for our
So we
home,
have to have no problems here domestically before we can...
Not no problems, but I think that we should have some fundamental problems dealt with.
Like
and
what?
that is hunger. And
There will always be hunger.
It should not have to be in America. It should be. It's ridiculous for that to even be occurring. Do you see?
So you're talking about more social programs?
I don't know about more social programs. I'm talking about more social conscience. I'm talking about more people taking responsibility and living life differently.
It'll be a good day when the schools have all the money they need and the Air Force has to have a bake sale in order to buy a bomber. That's an old bumper sticker.
I don't know, but that's not really what I'm addressing, because I think that there's a lot of important things across the board, and they're all different, and you can't just say one thing and then that's it, because each department and each area that we have right now that builds our relationships, actually, because education builds our relationships, and we have a very poor educational system right now.
I disagree.
Good.
I think we have an amazing educational system. Amazing. But you go ahead. You were saying.
I think that we have a poor one. I think that we disrespect our teachers. We hardly pay them anything. I think that the value of the teachers and administrators, I think administrators make more money than the teachers, and they should not. Because I think it's a really important job when you're teaching students. It is everything. I think the value of the people are much more important than what they place on them. And that's just my opinion. I don't think that the money's being spent appropriately, because really, truly, even though the structure is very important, that's not what is the key when anybody's going to learn something.
See, the difference, I think, is you're comparing it to a utopian system, and I'm comparing it to nothing.
I'm not comparing it to a utopian system, because there's not a utopian system for me to compare to. I only have in my mind the way that I feel is most important for us to advance as human beings. And one is with dignity, respect, tolerance, compassion, diversity, and really paying attention to the human resources that we have, because we are the most valuable. Over the school building, over any type of items that we could possibly get, we are the most valuable. We have the most amount of precious treasure inside of us that needs to be excavated. And that is with other people, talking, creating dialogue. I've talked about perceptions again. So our perceptions, we're very much trapped in our own perceptions of whatever limited information we have allowed to come into our body. And how we're going to turn it around is per our web, our perception of life, of how we view life, whether it is true or not. That is how we're going to proceed to live. So, Jeffrey Dahmer, obviously, his perception, I have no idea, really, because I've never talked to the man. Nor do I have any desire.
And even if you had...
would he be able to tell me truly?
Yeah,
probably not, because he couldn't
yeah.
even communicate to himself properly. But he had a very different skew of life in order to do the actions that he did. He had to. Because no human being that is thinking in one way is going to do something incongruent with themselves in their perception of the way they think they are as a human being, or life, or how life should be. They're not, even if they want to do something different. They're going to usually, because it's a subconscious thing, you're not going to, if you're a very mild-mannered person, you're not going to run somebody over the road. Even if you see them standing there, you're going to put on your brakes and skid and try to avoid and swerve if the person's standing in the middle of a road. Right?
I missed your explanation of why someone wouldn't do that, because they're mild-mannered. How about just because they're not homicidal?
What, that they wouldn't run somebody over?
Yeah.
Well, if they...
Because I'm not mild-mannered at all, but I also would try very hard not to run somebody over.
Yeah, but see, your character to me is you wouldn't hurt anybody.
Right.
You have no desire to hurt anybody.
Right.
So that would
in fact,
follow
In fact, the opposite is true. I have a desire to help people.
Help a lot of people.
Right.
And you do every day just by who you come in contact with. And that's on purpose.
Right.
But because I know you, I would know that you would swerve out of the way.
Okay.
There would be some people that I would know that would not swerve, that would probably take the opportunity. There would be some people that.
There is evil in the world.
And it's a sad thing.
And there is a lot of selfish people in the world who are serving their own needs instead of instead of thinking how they can serve humanity.
However, that is their perception of life, how they were raised, and the information they were given on how to also be, how to perceive, how to have dialogue. And that's kind of what I think that I'm talking about, mostly the relationships that we have, the relationship we have with ourselves, our own dialogue, and so therefore any other person that we're going to have relations with is going to be affected by how we perceive life.
Right. Dr. Phil says the most important relationship you will ever have is the one with yourself. And I've said that to you before. So you have to pay attention to your inner dialogue. And you have to ask yourself, am I being a good friend to myself? Am I being a friend to myself? Am I structuring my life in a way that suits me? Or am I doing harm to myself? And so, and we were talking earlier about you coming up with some explanation, whether it's fantasy or not, whether it's true or not, is unimportant. Whether or not it serves you is what's important. And whether it serves humanity, because you are a part of humanity. It really does have to do with seeing things through other people's eyes and trying to empathize with them and with their experience. And I've said before, you know, don't judge a man until you walk a mile in his shoes.
But you can never do that.
And you cannot
walk a mile in anybody's
You cannot put on someone else's shoes until you take off your own. And of course, my joke is now I can't find my shoes.
Because you put on
because
other people's shoes.
I've spent so much of my life putting on other people's shoes. Now I can't find my own.
I wondered where your shoes were. That's why you have such trouble finding them.
But of course, I do have my own shoes. But I also am gentle in my judgment because I understand other people's struggle. It is a struggle for everyone. I mean, even the rich have their emotional struggles. Eric Douglas, I think his name was, the youngest son of Michael Douglas. Nope, Kirk Douglas, brother to Michael Douglas. At 46 years old, he was found dead in his apartment from drugs. You know, this is obviously a wealthy son. I'm sure he had no money problems because his dad. Well, maybe he did. I don't know, but his brother is certainly quite wealthy. But even he had trouble with his inner dialogue, trouble finding his own place in the world. Do you understand?
I do. So, I do understand, because I believe that...
And we find that through our own education. And so you have to seek knowledge. You have to seek the answers for yourself.
Well, also, but keep open on our perceptions to know that they could have tricked us. Our eyes, our smell, our ears.
They served
our senses us at that point.
Our senses serve our survival. They do not serve our emotional enlightenment, and they do not serve our education. They serve the physical survival of the beast. You know, our eyes are limited to things that we can see that may attack us. Our ears hear things that may attack us, and they serve us so that we can attack other things and eat them. And our brains serve us for survival. But as far as being constructive, that's something we have to decide for ourselves. It's something we have to say, okay, this is who I want to be. This is how I define myself. These are the things that I find important. And if your own satisfaction is more important to you than other people's welfare, then suddenly they don't matter and you do. And that's not constructive. It might work for you in the short term. Very well might work for you in the short term.
Well, for a lot of people it does.
For a lot of people it does, and that's how a lot of people behave.
And that's how a lot of people live.
Right.
And that's what I'm talking about mostly right now, is that looking at yourself and having a relationship with yourself and knowing that our perceptions are not necessarily always the right ones. That's not for humanity, because people get corrupt.
Recognizing your own limitations
well, people get
is a
corrupt,
huge step.
And people also, you know, weigh out, hey, let me make some money over this quickly, and then not looking at the long run for humanity and how does it better us as human beings, because we're fascinating. We're wonderful creatures. We're amazing.
We are amazing. We can also be quite evil.
Quite evil, quite horrible, and quite cruel. But we all have the opportunity to rise above that. We really do. And that is what I believe this age is the beginning. I believe it's the beginning of this new age, which is us being enlightened and perhaps moving us in a way that will be beneficial for humanity in all the world with all its diversity. Women, men, children learning to have respect. Is that called utopia? I don't know. I don't want to say it's a utopia because that means it's perfect, and by all means, we're not perfect, nor will we ever be. That is.
So the
what
goal
is the beauty?
the
beauty
goal
is that.
The goal then becomes to educate yourself, enlighten yourself, find your place in the world, and then share your wisdom with others.
Okay.
I mean, what else is there?
I don't know. I think that's
there
it.
is there is the pursuit of money. There is the pursuit of sex. There is the pursuit of comfort
Happiness.
and power. There's the pursuit of happiness.
I like all those pursuits. All those pursuits are important.
They are. But once you gain them, then what? You pursue something else. So, I mean, I told you before, years ago, I don't know if you remember or not, but my goal is to be immortal. And I don't mean that in a physical sense, because of course that's not possible. But to be remembered, to be respected, to have your words teach people after you've gone, to me that's immortal. I mean, I still read Thomas Jefferson. To my mind, Thomas Jefferson is immortal. He created something that will stand for a very long time. So is Aristotle and Plato and Socrates. To me, these men are immortal as well. And that's what I meant. I think you laughed at me when I said it, because
I don't think
this was years ago.
I don't think I laughed.
This was a lifetime ago.
I might have laughed saying immortal, because I laugh about that kind of stuff because it's funny.
Yeah.
But I too have the same dream and desire, to be immortal. But mine happen to be on social conditions that I'm very concerned about, and also social conditions that I think would be more beneficial if they ran it my way. I'm just a little girl, but I'll tell you, I have a better plan for the homeless, and I have a better plan for our care of our elderly, and also the education of our children. Those are the three social conditions that I am most concerned about, and I think that they should be doing something with the elderly and the children together, because they could be helping each other, especially in education. Elderly people have so much wealth of information, and
not always.
Well,
I've met some elderly people that were quite nutty.
Okay.
And never grew beyond their teenage years. So it's not a function of being age. The old expression is that the older I get, the more I don't believe in the adage that with age comes wisdom.
Why? Because you're still stupid? I've just met some elderly people, not saying that the elderly people are smarter than me, but they do have something to share. They have something to offer. And everyone has something to offer as far as information goes. I'm not saying just because they're elderly, they have all the answers to everything. No, but they have something of value to pass on and to share. And that is what I believe the richness is being lost in our generations, is how to treat each other and how to think about life, education, and death.
I'm fascinated by your perspective, and I'd like to subscribe to your newsletter.
Yes. You're my first subscriber, Dan Crews.
Again, that's from The Simpsons. I'm a huge fan of The Simpsons. It's so clever.
They are very clever. Well, I think for today we've kind of maybe just barely brushed the tip of the iceberg. Just even talking.
Love that metaphor.
Just of even talking about it, or even having brushed the tip.
We're trembling on the edge of great promise.
Yes. Yeah. I'm right on the edge.
You can't get there from here.
Who wants to help me?
.com. And what did I just say? Yeah.
Who wants to help me.com and wait.
What did I just say?
Yeah, that's what it is. Who wants to help me.com and
and I do? Oh. I'm sorry, I didn't know my part. Where's our chalkboards? You need to write this down.
Okay. God, I was pointing at you. You didn't get the silent point, huh?
Remember when you got hit in the head, you were in a week for a coma? You were in a coma for a week?
Oh, yeah.
You're supposed to go, no, I don't.
I don't remember that.
Remember when the aliens came and they evacuated all the people to the other Earth?
No? I don't remember.
Oh, wait, they only told all the smart people.
Oh, but a big...
That's a Steve Martin joke. Old Steve Martin joke.
And we love him.
And we love Steve Martin.
We love
Call
Steve
us,
Martin.
Steve.
Call us. Be on our show, Steve, please.
Help
us out.
We love you.
We love Steve.
Yeah. We have a script for you to read.
Yeah, we have a script. We'll fax it to you.
Yeah.
We email it.
Yeah.
Because we're hip. like that. We've got all
We're
the tools.
up and comers.
We got all the tools right at our fingertips.
Yeah. We're up and comers.
Well, it's been a really fun show today with you,
We can
Dan.
help you with your comeback. When was I not on?
Exactly.
What do you mean?
Yeah, I'm sure that's what he'd say to us. We didn't mean it, Steve. He didn't.
We love you, Steve.
He didn't know what he was talking about.
Come back to us.
He's back. He never left, dude. Get off his back. Leave him alone.
So, what time should we come over?
We'll help you work on your material, Steve.
Yeah. We have some ideas.
Yeah. Yeah, because we don't have enough of our own.
We're big fans.
We are big fans.
Yeah.
You are hilarious.
Yes, sir, Bob.
So, you have a great day, Dan.
Okay.
And everybody else out there.
And yeah. Thanks for coming.
Thanks for coming today. We'll
Talk to
talk
you
again.
again. Bye.